Hey, let's get this going. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about tactics to get a guy, tactic to get a guy back, and why they pull away to begin with, right? If guys are pulling away, this is what you do. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I will love you forever, along with the bell notification. And if you want to work with yours truly, whether it's an email or phone session about your particular situation, and if you want to get my course, Attraction Academy, links are down below. So, I don't want you to click away here. But what I'm going to tell you is common sense, and I say it 1,000 times, and you already heard it, and it's something you don't want to hear, which is you need to pull away yourself. But don't click off. What I'm going to tell you is why guys pull, three or four reasons why guys pull away, and why what I'm telling you is the best way to go about it. So I say 3 or 4 reasons why guys pull away, because one of them is he just isn't as interested, or he lost attraction, but that's common sense. If a guy's just not interested, he's not going to reach out. So we're going to toss that aside. Now, the other 3 reasons are I would say he's taken you for granted, pressure, and I would say he's playing games. But I would say that one is the least of the 3. So let's just say it comes down to pressure and he's taking you for granted. Now, this happens all the time, and women think, oh, the guy just wants sex, well, if he's just wanting sex, first off, let me say, it's never just that. Because if a guy just wants sex, he will stick around and continue to have sex with you. It is not evolutionary beneficial in terms of resources for a guy to invest in a woman, unless you don't make him invest, but to invest in a woman, these dates, these time, all his effort, all this energy, talking, texting, the good morning shit, the drama, the emotion, all that, to have sex with her and then pull away. There is no reason for a guy to do that, okay? The reason he pulls away in terms of sex is pressure, whether he's the one who creates it or not. Women are like, well, he's the one who created it. He's the one who brings up titles. Okay, I know, okay? But he doesn't realize that until it's too late that he's painting the picture for you. But here's the thing. When it comes to sex, there's usually things that happen before that. Usually you guys talk about what you want, or he can tell what you want. There's a lot of talking and texting. There's usually consistency. There's usually dates. There's usually some mushy talk and cuddling and all this and blah, 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 whatever. And then there's sex. You're layering it up to the point where it starts to feel like a relationship. You're not just some basic chick he met on Tinder anymore. And so, because of that pressure, he pulls away. So the only thing you can do, unfortunately, in this situation is pull away yourself, because I am a big believer that you have to build healthy, happy, loving relationships with a healthy, happy, loving foundation. And if this guy has the context of, okay, I feel like it feels like a relationship, he's automatically going to assume you're needy even though you're not. You're the cool one here. You're the chill one here. But he's automatically going to assume, based on the context, right, his perception now is that he doesn't want something he could tell you do, that because you wanted a little more, he's going to back off because, like, I can't give her that. Yeah, I might have painted that picture, but I can't give you that. Unfortunately, ladies, I know this is not all men. Get out of your chair. This is not all men, but this does happen a lot. So the only thing you could do, unfortunately, if you don't want to get closure or anything like that, which I think you should, if a guy starts pulling this bullshit, just pull away and leave. But if you're not going to have good communication, if the guy's not a good communicator, if the guy's bullshitting you, then it's just best to pull away. Now, and have him come back around. Hopefully he regrets, or you at least give him an opportunity to miss you. Now, the other thing is that the guy is taking you for granted. This is the most common sense thing. I think pulling away works here because I'm a big believer of scarcity creates value. That's one of the ways they do it. And there is no reason for a guy to think he's going to lose you. There's no urgency. There's no threat. There's no reason for him to stick around if he knows you're always going to be there, right? If he always knows you're going to be there, there's no reason for him to freak out, okay? And a lot of the times, a guy will take you for granted if he gets what he wants without having to invest something. See, I tell women, if you just flip around all the shit a guy does to you and you do it back to him, he'll freak out. He will freak out. Just think if a guy is, okay, I'm gonna give you an analogy or an example. I had this client who is talking to a guy, and this guy is very rich. So I would say first off, just because he has a lot of money, money's less of a resource to him because he has an abundance of it. But he's buying her thousands and thousands of dollars worth of things, and she has not put out yet, right? And this guy's still talking to her, texting to her, buying her things. Not that he wants sex, is not what I'm saying, but he is not 100% convinced that he has her. And because of this, it's that gambling analogy. He's still investing in her, why? Because he doesn't want to lose his initial investment. Okay? Women, you need to do the same thing to men. If you're already pulling away from a guy, I would say it's too late. You need to have the more elusive, mysterious kind of vibe in the beginning. Not saying you gotta be a bitch, not saying you gotta be cold, not saying you gotta be just pull back and ignore his text. Never ignore a guy's text. But you do gotta have this mysterious elusiveness to you, to the point where he does not know. You can be flirty, but you can't fully give in. You have to dangle the carrot in front of the guy. If it's too easy, he takes it for granted. If it's too hard, he's not going to work for it. Well, it's based on the value, or the value if he believes it's worth working for. He's not going to pay $2,000 for a $1,000 iPhone, okay? So don't overmarket yourself. But at the same time, if you pull the same shit a guy does to you and you flip around and you do it to them, you'd be shocked on how much he chases you. But for some reason, ladies, you always give in too fast, too soon, too much. And women will say, well, he did it too. Well, yeah, but he's not going to justify his own actions, okay? Or he's going to freak himself out. So, ladies, if a guy's pulling away, do it yourself. Don't waste your time. Make him regret. Give him an opportunity to miss you. Make him regret doing what he did, and things like that. Because if he comes back and goes and back and does that shit, and you keep on letting him back in, the same shit's going to happen. It's going to go back to him taking you for granted because he has never fully believing that he lost you. Okay, so that being said, I love you. Take care and peace.